All right, hey, this guys. This is Crypto Clutch here. So I know I haven't uploaded the videos in a while, but I have like 3 or 4 in the backlog. I'm probably gonna start actually releasing those here shortly. But today we started running wires. Well, we finished running most of the wires today. Obviously, the last video I think we had the 1 wire ran, but now we have 3 whole bundles. Well, it's actually 2 and like 7/8 of a bundle because this one still has 1 more wire to run. So we're doing 8 number 10s with 2 wires per conductor. So we've done 7 on this one, and we still have the last one to do. So my plan for how I'm gonna do this is just go like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, just to keep it simple in all of them. Then I'll go through and label them over again with like 1 through 32, and then I'll do the same thing over here. So the way it works over here is it's 1 through 32 over here. The only wires that have been a pain to get through the holes are, which I knew was going to be a problem, was this hole. So we ended up taking like a drill bit and like kind of widening the sides of it a little bit, because the bit, we couldn't get it to go straight through. So it's kind of like an angle like this through the hole instead of going like this. So we kind of fixed that, and so now it's we straightened it up a little bit to make it a little bit easier. Still a pain to go through, but we did the first 2. We have 1 more, the hardest one to do left on that one. But we'll get that done. We basically ran out of, well, we got tired, but we're almost out of wire. So we went through the whole 500-foot spool, and then I had a little bit of extra from the last time I did this, so we used up most of that. And there's still a little bit left. There's probably enough to do to finish up this panel on that extra I had from over there. And then I have enough for 2 of the runs over here. So I'm gonna have to go buy like another 100-foot. So I think if you were to buy this, all brand new, you'd need about, if you did the exact same setup as me, where, the same box locations and same panel locations, you're gonna need about 750 feet or so, I would guess. Maybe a little bit more, maybe like 850, but I would think 750 would get you pretty close. It's not too expensive, so I mean, it's something you got to get if you're going to do this. So obviously the next thing that we have to do is I have to strip all of this back, because it needs to come all the way back down. Well, I need to tighten all the connectors and then strip all the way back down to the connector, and then make up all the breaker connections, land all the ground bars, and then it's stripping all of the insulation over here and hooking up the outlets, which those haven't came in yet, but they're ordered and they should be here sometime this week, because they have been shipped. And then once all the outlets are in, I just have to wait on PDUs. And I haven't ordered PDUs yet, but I think I have a supplier for them, but I don't know. I mean, worst case, I use the ones I have in the warehouse and, just bring them over here. The other thing that I'm still waiting on is obviously still the intakes. So that's still a big project that needs to be done. But after the intakes, it's basically just, running the fiber line over, digging that little trench, and then getting the power company to put power in. So we're getting real close. We have probably another couple hours of running wire, and then several hours of making up joints and stripping back the sheathing, and obviously putting them on the breakers and then installing all the outlets. There is no like double gang outlet cover that I know of for these. Last time I did double gang outlet covers, I made a custom one. Well, it was the one that was like slightly smaller than what it needed to be. It was meant for 2 20-amp outlets. I just took like a drill bit and made it, big enough for a 30-amp outlet. So I might do that again, or I might just leave the covers off. I mean, there's really no reason to have them covered, because I mean, you're not gonna get your fingers back up in there anyways. So there's no real need for the cover, and you're not plugging in stuff, all the time. So the only other thing I want to do before I turn on any of these things is just check them all to ground, make sure there's no issues within the wire. I don't think there would be. It'd be a manufacturing defect if it was. but you know, it's possible. So I want to check them all, but I'll do that once I have everything stripped back and, you know, probably land it, you know, it should be fine. And then after that, it's, you know, just waiting on the intakes to come in. I need to call them probably tomorrow and ask about, you know, the status on those. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about this video. I mean, obviously we took a long time to do this, but you know, it's not really something, it's just very repetitive because you're doing the same thing like 32 times. So yeah, Super Clutch sign off. Peace out.